We are at Sycamore Speedway, night 4, I think, of the Hell Tour. Last race of the first week. Got to hunt the front with us. Kind of neat. They're on tour this year for at least a week.
Yeah, a little bit of it, yeah.
What are you thinking after the first week?
We've seen a lot of different stuff. You know, we've come up here a couple times and run some of these racetracks and been to Fairbury a few times and kind of had an idea, I guess, of what to expect a little bit. But yeah, especially like looking at this place, it's something else out there. Like it looks like you go through about 3 different elevation changes out there. So, but it's fun. It's been a big learning experience up here. A lot of different dirt, different characteristics of these racetracks and what we have in the South. So definitely a lot to learn and a lot to figure out on that part. But we've had a ball and looking forward to tonight for sure.
Yeah, absolutely. I think that's what a lot of race fans, especially the average race fan that hasn't really been part of a team or something, you don't understand how different dirt is from out east to down south to up north or even up into Wisconsin. The dirt is so crazy how different it is. I got a story like whenever, the first time I went to Clarksville, Tennessee, you know, there's a big, nice cushion, and I go in there and hit that thing qualifying, I just back straight in the wall right through the cushion. Like, it wouldn't hold you or nothing, but like, here you hit that cushion, it's going to hold you in and drive you around. So, like, it always has really impressed me how good, it makes you really appreciate, like, Scott and Billy, or even now, like, Bobby, T-Mac, Sheppy, how good them guys can be at all across the whole country. And it's like, I always found, like, you know, I might go to one place and it's just like, oh man, you go right around there and you're really good the first time you've ever been there, but then you might go to another place and you might go there 10 times and struggle 10 times. Like, it's just so hard to really adapt to certain places.
There's no doubt.
It's really, really different.
It really is like that, especially Fairbury. On this week, you know, the Fairbury cushion is the one that's been the most aggressive, you know, and I guess it characteristically is, you know, like you have that there. But that's been the struggle for us, has been able to get on that thing and use it like a curb and just stay with it there, you know, and not let it turn the right front over, or, you know, and not back into it. And, you know, it's really, like, from what we race on around home, like our cushion, if you it ain't nothing like that.
It's not really a cushion.
It's just some grip by the wall.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
So it's definitely different, but it's a lot of fun. And one thing I've you know, to note on all this stuff that I really wasn't expecting was, like, all the fans here that are like tailgating and camping and stuff and following, I guess, like following the whole tour. It's really cool to see that. A lot of, like, we pulled in at Fairbury and that place is just about packed, slam full of campers, you know, on a Saturday night show. So that was really cool to see. And even here, you got some tailgaters out there with easy ups and a lot of campers in the pit area, in the parking lot out there. So you really like to see that. A lot of people involved and having fun with this deal.
Yeah, absolutely. That I feel like it used to happen a lot on this tour. We'd have a good group of old guys and they had their motorhomes, they were retired, and they would just kind of follow most of the tour. But then as the traveling got worse, they kind of quit coming. But like this, I felt like was a really good week, and next week's a pretty good week. So I feel like, when they can come to know they can hit 3 and 4 days swings, they like it. And I mean, that's why I was talking to a guy from, I think from Georgia yesterday. I met at Fairbury, and he's like, yeah, I've always wanted to do this, so we're going to do at least a couple weeks of it. And I retired, got a motorhome, and I'm like, so, you know, something on a lot of people's bucket list, but it is cool. Like, for our area, like, it's changed a little bit now because we do have some more other big races, but like when I was getting started or young, like, it was Summer Nationals. This was like all we had. You know, the PDC was a big race, but it was 10,000 to win, unsanctioned. And so, like, but the Hell Tour was always huge. So that was like the most see at every track when it came into the area. So, and I think that's cool. Is, to me, it's had a lot different feel, I feel like, this year. Obviously, with you guys, we had Cody Overton, Max McLaughlin. Who else? I'm missing some guys.
Tyler Clem's up here.
Tyler
Jackson
Clem.
Heiss and Trey Mills.
Yeah, Trey Mills. So, it's really been a different mix of drivers, I feel like, this year. So that's been interesting to see and fun to see, you know. But like I say, it's nice to be able to come knock out a bunch of racing in a short amount of time.
That's for sure. That's what makes it make sense for, you know, guys like us from Florida down there. Like, you know, we can come up here and race for, you know, 5 nights or whatever and get our belly full, you know, or you know, it makes it worth it to drive up here and be a part of that, you know, not one event, even though like these things are 5,000 to win, and we're 12 hours from home, but, you know, it's great. You know, we can race tonight for 5, we raced last night for 10 and tonight for 5, and it makes it worth it when you're racing every day like that.
Yeah, something else I always liked is, like, you know, say you have a bad night, like you guys kind of had a rough night at Peoria, but it's like, you get to fight the next day, so it's not like you got to wait a whole week to get a bad taste out of your mouth. You know, you can fix it right at the next night. You know, even like Bab at Granite City getting to make a race. Then last night, you know, he's running right up front competing. So like, it's nice. It's a long week as a driver and a crew. If you had that bad note and you got to be in that shop all week waiting to to prove yourself again. So I've always enjoyed that quick turnaround. It's like, hey, we'll fight tomorrow again, you know.
Yep, that's for sure. And especially as long as you know, if you tear one up there on the one night and you got to get it back together for the next one. Luckily, we've been fortunate on that part. We hadn't really tore too much up, but I can see where that would get really tough if you really wrecked one and then had to travel 3 or 4 hours to go to the next racetrack the next day and put it all back together. It'd make it rough on you. I guess that's why they call it the Hell Tour.
Yeah, absolutely. And you know, we've seen that a lot, and it's like you kind of maybe don't want to take some chances if you're planning on running that whole week and this and that, because you know, you keep fighting. But we've seen that a lot, and I think Ashton Winger would definitely tell you that. You know, he came in here like one of his first years. I think he flipped 2 cars in 2 nights, and his dad's like, we can't keep doing this, you know. And like, you just you got to take care of your equipment, you know, and try to live the fight the next day. Like I said, if it's not your night, it's not your night.
That's
but
it.
Yeah, you definitely can get behind in a hurry on this deal if you do get tore up.
Yeah, there's no doubt.
Yeah, well, man, I appreciate you doing this a little bit, and hopefully maybe you guys can have me on the Hunter front sometime, and we'll get down there and hopefully do some races too.
Yeah, come on down there and see us.
I'd love to.